Welcome, everybody, to this very special episode 106 of the Standing Aid Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Soria from Los Angeles. I got a very special guest with me on this live stream, Manuel Picazo, or I call him Manny, from Kadosh Cryo Massage Therapy. He's a well established 13-year professional therapist servicing clients at their place of business or residence throughout Southern California, treating injuries and promoting general wellness through various massage techniques. Welcome to the show, Manny.
Hey,
First off, how you been in general? How's life been for you these few recent days, man?
yeah, it's been great, man. Right now, I'm so tired. I've been working a lot, hustling out there, making sure that I can get to everybody as soon as I can, but overall, it's been good. The family's good, and just got to be persistent and do the best that I can on a daily basis.
Persistent is the key word. I think that's the theme for you because you've been grinding hard,
Yeah.
servicing clients, a road warrior. Oh my God.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've seen your posts, your stories.
Thank
Um, your work is well documented, but again, thank you for taking this time out of your busy schedule to be in the program. Um, Stephen Ruiz and we crossed paths with you at
Right.
two separate events.
Yeah.
First, it was the Alexis Rocha versus
Right.
Giovanni Santillan fight at the Kia Forum back
Yes.
in October of 2023, and at another Golden Boy fight, headlined by Gilberto Ramirez at the YouTube Theater
Oh, yeah.
earlier this year in late March. Now during that period, I known you to I known your brand to be Kadosh Massage Therapy, but in recent days, from my point of view, you kind of rebranded yourself as Kadosh Cryo Massage. Can you give us details on that transition and specifically the new technology, I guess, you're incorporating into your massage methods? If you could
Well,
give us
when I
some insight.
started off, like you said, I've been doing it for 13 years, and I started in 2021, right after the pandemic. I was working for doctors, chiropractic, spas. I decided to go on my own. People were too scared to go to the spa, so I said, let me take this chance, let me take this risk, to go on my own, and people were calling me to their places. So I came up with the name Kadosh because
Kadosh, my
I
bad.
didn't want to use my name or something cheesy to that aspect. I wanted something that people can kind of grab and question. So I was on the internet, and I put to be set apart, to be different, and the name Kadosh came up, and Kadosh means sacred or to be set apart. So I just went with Kadosh Massage Therapy, and within the last 2 years, I've been keeping my eye on this cryotherapy thing, and being that I'm very knowledgeable about the body and how it works and adapting to certain people, I figured, I'm getting older. A lot of people are requiring of me more and more and more. But why not have something that is going to be available at the moment, right there and then, without having to me to bring my table out. If I'm in a boxing gym, if I'm in an event, cryotherapy has been known to help a lot with inflammation. Especially what I have now is it's called targeted cryotherapy. So if you have athletes who are used to like cold baths, ice baths, or going to a cryo chamber. This is more convenient now for my clients and for athletes, to where if they need attention in a specific area, I can go ahead and treat that area and help them with any pain or any inflammation, such things like that.
So that kind of like separates you from most cryo methods, where fighters would go to a chamber and they're treated overall, but you're
Right.
s- you're able to like target on the spot, right then and there. That's pretty awesome.
The reason being is because when I'm not working, I'm out and about marketing. I'm meeting people. I'm watching people sparring. And people come up to me, hey, you're that massage guy, can you work on this, can you work on that? And a lot of times, I don't try to make myself too available, only because I respect the gyms, I respect the coaches. Yes, I'm a business, I'm there to help whoever I can, but I need something that's going to be fast and convenient. So I
Right.
told myself, I'm going to invest in myself in this cryo thing. And so when people need that quick recovery, instead of doing the massages, I can instantly just help them right there and then. So, it works out.
The fact that you said that you don't. you want to limit your availability. That also in turn expresses your value. You know, like you're you're called upon when when you're really needed. So
Right.
that's really awesome.
Thank you.
Um, you know, with people not familiar with you, can you give us a scope of your work as it pertains to fighters? Can you name, like, off the top of your head, what well established fighters you work with uh, in the I guess in your 2 year run so far as Kadosh um, as the Kadosh brand?
Yeah, I got to give what credit's due. I got to give the flowers to the person who kind of introduced me to the boxing scene. I've been a boxing fan since I was a kid. Was
Yeah.
born in the '80s. My dad bought me the new Nintendo NES with the Punch Out. And so boxing has always been in my family. But uh, I want to give credit to SOA Boxing, Abraham.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Um, I've worked on him, and he's a busy man. He does what he does, and but he was the one that was introducing me to the fights, giving me the tickets, and then I thought to myself, well, why not promote myself, at the fights and bring my business cards and let people know who I am. And with that came opportunities. I've been able to work with people out of KMF boxing. Shout out to Coach Jay. People like Elijah Tutek Flores, Angel Munoz, Christian Tinoco. These are all upcoming boxers that are amazing. Uh, Also, Rain Cross out of Riverside, Ricardo Sandoval, Knuckles Nelson, Oliva. You got Anthony Salazar, Louis Lopez, Baby Boo. And then out of, uh,
Oh, one name that sticks out. You're pretty close with Arnold Barboza Jr., right? Um,
yeah,
uh, with
I've gotten
you,
to be really close to him. It's funny, Arnold was one of maybe the only boxer out of everybody that I just was bugging for like a whole year, like a whole year.
right.
Um, I just kept sending him messages. So, hey, my name is this and that. Give me the opportunity. Let me work on you. Only because I have family who box out of La Puente,
Mm.
boxing gym, and they're really close with Arnold Barbosa. And I just one day, said, hey, give me the opportunity. Let me work on you. And then he came out and hit me up out of nowhere, and we went from there. I work on him almost every week. And
That's awesome.
I've gotten to know him very well. And we became really good friends. He shows me a lot of respect, and I show him a lot of respect. And it's and to go about that, a lot of these boxers that I work on, even from Robert Garcia's gym, and like Chop Chop and a bunch of people, you grow and learn about how they live their lifestyle as a boxer. You get to understand the hard work and the dedication, the sweat, the problems, the good things, and that's how I think I've learned to adapt to the sport. You know,
Which leads me to my next question. What's in terms of fighters, what's
right?
been the most complex injury you've ever treated in a boxer post fight?
Well, I won't mention names, but
You don't have to. You know.
yeah, I can't put it out there like that. But
Yeah.
I've had boxers where they've called me instantly, where they've damaged their ankle, slipped it and sprained it, and it got swollen like a softball, and I had to go and perform and make sure that this person was ready to fight because they had a fight date. So those type of injuries are very challenging, and that's why I take my job so serious. A lot of people don't understand that recovery is very important. It's very important. I always tell these guys, the more you put out, the more you got to put back in.
Yeah.
It's very, very important. And the more I get to know boxing, the more I get to know these fighters. I know a lot of guys are not very knowledgeable about, who they can go to or what they can expect, because a lot of these guys, they see me in the gym and they say, well, I'm not sure, or I have this guy. But when you're very well established and very knowledgeable about what you do, you try to convince them to know that, what, I got you. I'm going to take care of you 100%. I'm not here just for the money. I'm not here, for just to build my brand. I want them to know that I'm genuine. I want them to know that I'm there to to high five them when they're sparring, because what massage therapist do you know goes to a gym when they're not working and they're giving the fighters water and they're looking and wiping the sweat off their head.
Right.
Like, it's a beautiful thing, man.
You know, in your 13 years, a good bulk of that was not even, as you said, was not in the fighting industry. It was
Right,
basically the general public.
right, right.
Um, it was not until I guess the last 2 years you started focusing with fighters as your niche. You
Right.
know, it's interesting that with working with fighters, you get to know, from your point of view, you get to know the limits of the body when you're
Exactly.
working with fighters, because fighters compared to the average Joe, the fighter, they're doing things with their bodies that
Man,
the normal person wouldn't do.
man.
They're pulling back their arm in ways that you and I, the human body, shouldn't be doing
Look, Aaron,
on a
guys,
day to day basis.
I gotta give these guys credit. These guys work so damn hard. I'm in awe with what they do. I'm watching them, and at the same time, I'm analyzing them, making sure they can move, what I can do on my behalf to help them. But I never step on anybody's toes like coaches. I never tell the coaches, they got to do this, they got to do that. But a lot of these guys give me the space of how they should do their recovery. They ask me, what do you think I should do, this and that. But you're absolutely right. These guys are one of the hardest working guys I've ever seen, and I've worked with bodybuilders, I've worked with baseball players, soccer players,
Wow.
sheriffs, doctors, police officers. I mean, you name it. I've worked with a lot of people. In 13 years, that's thousands of people.
Yeah,
Boxing is very crucial, but boxing is not for the weak. And I give my hat off to a lot of these fighters, and I think that's what makes it exciting, that I can come and show my skill set and put them in a place where they can feel good about themselves after a hard workout.
that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, on a different tangent, what's a normal day for you like? From sun up to sundown. Give us a good idea what a normal day with Kadosh therapy looks like. Um,
Well, one thing for sure, owning your own business isn't easy.
right, right,
Trying to brand yourself isn't easy. Trying to get the trust of people isn't easy. So every day, telling myself, I got to wake up and plan out the day to see how I'm going to gain a new customer, a new client, a new trust. Um, it's very difficult in this type of field because it's hands on. It's hands on, and
mm,
not everybody gives you that space or that trust to come around their house, let alone the gym or any type of thing like that. So, I get up. First of all, I thank God for the day. I'm a big believer in God.
glory
You
to
know,
God for sure.
I have to, give him credit for everything that I have. Without him, I'm nobody. I wouldn't have Kadosh. I wouldn't have anything. I believe that he gave me this gift, to help people. You have to have the heart to help people. And so, uh, there'll be days, Aaron, where I don't have no work. I don't have
Right.
no, and I'll jump in my car. I'll get all my stuff ready, and I'll say, you know what? Let me go to the gym. Let me go to the gym and just hang out. And then while hanging out, I'm a lot of people don't understand this, but just your presence alone as a salesman, as a coach, as whatever, just your presence alone will open doors to new opportunities. And so a lot of people don't understand or won't understand your movement, and how you work and how you market yourself and how you go about getting clients, because there's days and there's weeks, Aaron, that I come home with no money. I come
Right.
home with money, and it's sacrifices that I do, and I don't tell everybody that. I don't tell everybody. And then there's weeks where I'm killing it. There's days that
Yeah.
I'm. So every day is a new challenge. Every day is a new opportunity. And it's really, and I'm just gonna tell you this so I can cut it right here. But I was taught a long time ago to introduce yourself as a product. You know, when you go to a salesman and there's about five guys standing in front of a dealership, you know, the guy that comes to you and says, "Hey, want to buy a car?" Blah, blah, and you don't like his vibe, you don't like his approach, you're not gonna buy a car with the sales, even if he's a top salesman, in the dealership. And if I remember that and go based off of how people will accept me, right? I go as a product. I go to an event. I go to a boxing gym. I go to maybe the commercial places, and I introduce myself. Hey, my name is Manny. Whenever those are the type of things that people don't understand that will get you to a place where you need to be. You know, it's very very important that you build relationship with fighters. You build relationship with anybody, and that behalf. I walk into places. And I make sure that I'm like a dog with the tail between his legs.
Mm.
I put my head down and I make sure that I give respect to everybody that I come in contact with. And not everybody's gonna like me. Not everybody's gonna be for me.
Right.
Might give me an opportunity one time, and that'll be the last time. And it's okay. But as long as Aaron, I made an impact in somebody's life, that's my goal every day.
You know what? I guess your approach would be like, I guess your approach is when you meet a new client who's never met you, you tell them straight off the bat what your value is. Like you
Exactly.
don't ask them a rhetorical question. You
Right.
you, you go straight to the point, that's really helpful. That'll go a long way. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Um, um, Going on another 360. What's throughout throughout your travels, what's been the most I guess hilarious moment, you know, that you've been through?
Like like during session or just
I
traveling.
guess yeah, yeah, session.
Traveling, I don't really have any funny stories except for when I take my brother. That guy is something else, man. You
Right,
met
right. Yeah,
brothers
yeah.
like he's the type of guy that if I have a conversation with somebody, I just look at him in my corner of the eye. I, I don't know. It's just something about him that makes me laugh, and But I don't really have any funny stories really going out anywhere.
Or
Um,
how about this? If not funny, I guess memorable. I guess a memorable moment in your in your travel servicing clients that impacted you. I guess emotionally.
yeah, yeah. One thing about being a massage therapist is you have to understand how to adapt to somebody.
Right.
And during the session, it's private. It's between me and the client. And I've had people cry on the table because of all the pressure, all the emotion that they have within themselves.
Oh yeah.
I've had people who have told me uh, things that are private, within their family, maybe financially, or I've witnessed so many things, Aaron, that has become very, very emotional for me because I've helped a lot of people with pain. I've helped a lot of people with overcoming, suicidal thoughts. And people might say, well, how if you're just massaging? Well, when you go to college and you learn about the body and the mind, a lot of people hold trauma within their mind and their body, from past experiences, or they've had past experiences with other massage therapists. And I truly believe that when you are very very passionate about what you do, people can feel that. People can feel through your hands. People can feel it through your voice. People can feel it through the presence that you give. And so I've been very very blessed to be around um, a lot of clients that can really just tell me, you know what, man, you made a difference in my life, with massaging. Um, and yeah, I mean, that's just to give you a little bit of the 13 years, uh, of what I've been through and what I've experienced in great ways.
That's interesting. So mental health is pretty overlaps with your field. Very much so.
100%. It's you have to understand. I tell the clients all the time. They'll say, "Oh, I have pain right here, or I have pain right here, or I have pain right here. Can you fix this?" And a lot of times people think that by going deep or by doing this and that, you're gonna release tension or release some kind of emotion, and it doesn't work that way. I have to genuinely introduce myself to your body, if that makes any
Mm.
sense. I have to when
Yeah.
there's a thing called importance of touch, right? So like say like if I see you, Aaron, I'd be like, hey, what's up, Aaron? And I give you a hug. That releases stress. That releases
Right.
tension because you're showing brotherly love, right? And it's the same thing how it works with massage therapy. When I introduce my hands to a client, I'm generally opening up the mind and making sure that they trust me to help them. So that brings out all the mental state of mind of, you know, thinking that I'm gonna do something wrong, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so that releases the closest thing to you, which is your brain. The closest thing to your brain is your shoulders. And everybody
Right.
always says, oh, my shoulders, right? But yeah, that's how it works.
I guess the best way I could describe it, it's like an elevated sense of communication
It's all it
between the
is.
bodies. Yeah.
Communication. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I want to speak. I want to go back to Arnold Barboza Jr. because he's relatively a high profile fighter from Golden Boy.
Right.
You've been in his baptism, correct? From your stories.
Right.
How was that? How was that experience for you to be part of that very personal moment in his life?
It's a it's an honor. It's an honor.
Yeah.
Who am I? I'm just the guy who introduced myself to help him through camps, help him with his recovery. He's worked with a lot of great people. But I think he was able to see that I wasn't just about business. We became
Right.
really good friends. It's funny you say that because he would say, "Hey, let's go to this fight," and he make me drive his car, and drive him around, and that to me already is trust,
Right.
brother trust, and the thing with baptism, he decided to do something great for himself. He decided to change his life around. Something personal between him and God, and for him to invite me to a personal thing like that was such an honor. Not everybody was able to make it, or maybe he didn't invite a lot of people. I don't know. All I know is that he's my brother. He's a good friend of mine. He's an amazing fighter, and there's more. There's more to come. Um, Maybe more opportunities, and stuff like that. But as of now, I'm his massage therapist, and I'm also his friend, and I'm also his brother.
Right. Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? On a different note, where can we? What other? What's the next fight do you plan to attend in person? Do you have any fights that interest you?
That interests me, man. I would love to go to that Benavides fight.
Oh,
Man, that
I'm.
and that Tank Davis one. That's
I'll be in the
that.
building though. I'm attending.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll
Man,
be going there.
can you fit me in your luggage somewhere?
Yeah, yeah. I think I have space.
No, but
But oh yeah,
you know, uh, we just passed a great fight with Canelo. Canelo,
yeah.
outstanding job, and you can't take nothing away from Munguia. Munguia is tough, man. I've seen Munguia live in Ontario, and
Really?
that guy's tough, man. But you know, um, fights right now that I want to see, Benavides and Tank Davis. That's one that I want to see for sure. You know, uh, but there's a lot of fights coming up, man. It's busy this year. It's busy.
One event I want to get your thoughts on. What are your thoughts on Riyadh season coming to LA August 3rd at the BMO Stadium? The one that's being headlined by Crawford, and also we know that the Tim Zoo versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. Well, on Tim Zoo's side, he can't. He wasn't clear to fight. And
Right.
your general impression so far of that card, August 3rd coming to LA.
Man, that's
I
an
know
amazing.
you're excited about that.
Oh, that's an amazing card, and I for sure want to make it to that one. Virgil is an amazing fighter, man. That guy is a beast. I've been honored to see him spar. And I really don't um, disrupt his time in the gym. I don't go and bother him much. But I think it's unfortunate that Tim Zoo wasn't able to fight for whatever reason. The doctor said no. The doctor said no. But that doesn't stop Virgil Ortiz from being Virgil Ortiz, and whoever steps in the ring with them, I'm sure it's going to be an amazing fight. All
Yeah,
the undercards are crazy.
yeah. Andy Ruiz, you got
And
Pitbull
I,
in
I,
there. Oof.
I'm, that's another person that I've been trying to get at for a while is Andrew Reese. I'm a big, huge fan of Andrew Reese.
Hmm.
Um, I just like his demeanor. I like how he moves. I like how he talks. I like him as a fighter. And maybe one day I'll be able to work on him. But as far as boxing, man, that guy's a beast. That guy's
Yeah.
a beast, man. We were able to see what he did with Joshua. Um, and let's see what he does with this fight.
Outside the names that we just mentioned, what other fighter or fighters that you really would love to work with in the future that's been on your horizon?
Man, well, the guys that I have now they're amazing. These guys are
Oh,
ready to be top notch. But if I can name a couple, one would be Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, another would be Canelo.
mm.
Canelo. I mean, who wouldn't want to work on Canelo, or be alongside of Canelo. And then the next one, my third one, would be Benavides. Benavides.
Any is there one fighter that you say to yourself, I think he would really need me? Any that type of fighter, any name that you can think of in terms along those lines?
Ah, man. Off the top of my head, no, I don't.
No,
I
it's
don't
all good. I just
know.
wondering.
They all need me.
Right, right, right.
They all need me. I'm trying to make noise out there, and
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
like I was telling you, Aaron. Honestly, I don't want people to get the misunderstanding of what I'm doing. I'm just a man out there who's trying to show off his skill and just help people. And
yeah,
why not? Why not? I mean, boxers take coaches serious, they take cutman serious, they take strength and conditioning serious, and so I want them to take their health very serious, and I
yeah.
believe that I'm that guy that can come and make them feel amazing. The last person I worked on was Carlos Balderas. He's about to
Mm,
fight. He's an amazing boxer. I worked with Chris Ariola. A lot of great boxers. But yeah, who I would love to meet, and I know this is out of the question, who I would love to meet are my two idols, man, and it's Oscar La Hoya and Mike Tyson.
oh,
And it's funny though because you've seen me at a lot of Golden Boy fights, and
yeah,
I've been there a lot, maybe more than any other promotion. It's been Golden Boy, Golden Boy, Golden Boy, so I've been there a lot. So
yeah. You've been active around those cards. Yeah, I've been
and
seeing you.
I've introduced myself to Razo and Eric and all these guys, but yeah, man. I mean, the time will tell.
Yeah. Hey, the sky's the limit for you, my man.
Guys,
And
at the limit.
so, you know what? I want to thank you again, Manny of Kadosh Cryo Massage. We've been trying to, this, we've been trying to make this episode happen,
Yeah,
and very much, you're welcome to come down. We could do a second episode, third episode, in the future down the road as many times. But I really enjoyed this one. Very insightful as far as the recovery aspect and boxing and how you fill that void very well. You know what? As we close out, any closing thoughts, any shout outs you want to give out before we end it tonight?
man. I want to give a big shout out to all the boxers that I work on currently. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to work alongside of you, to see the blood, sweat, and tears, and thank you, Aaron. I know we met each other at the Rocha fight. And I know we've been wanting to get in touch. And thank you for this platform and this opportunity to just introduce who I am. And that's it.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, and my sentiments are the same. Thank you. I'm humbly grateful for you to be on our program.
Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. Um, Manuel Picazo of Kadosh Cryo Massage. Be sure to check out his content. His work is well documented. He won't let you down. I'm Aaron Sorial of the Standing Aid Podcast. On episode 106, from me, from Manny Picazo of Kadosh Cryo Massage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wrap. You guys have a good night. Peace.
Thank you. Peace.